10 incredible pets that returned home after years of being lost. Number 10. Nigel the parrot. A British man named Darren Chick was living in California with his parrot, Nigel. The bird was learning to talk and even adopted Darren's British accent when it spoke. In 2010, Nigel managed to fly away, and Darren never found him. 4 years later, someone else found Nigel and brought him to a veterinarian. They scanned his microchip and returned him to Darren, but the parrot no longer spoke with a British accent. Somehow, in his 4 years away, Nigel had learned to speak Spanish. Number 9. Woozi the cat. Helen and Philip Johns from Cornwall, England, were devastated when they could not find their 7-year-old cat, Woozi, in 2011. Little Woozi had wandered a full 50 kilometers, 30 miles, away, stopping at the Ginsters pasty factory, where the workers decided to adopt him. After 3 years, Woozi visited doctor due to his bad health, where the doctor scanned the cat for a microchip. The doctor discovered Woozi's true identity and contacted Philip and Helen. Number 8. Corky the dog. In 2009, 1-year-old Corky, a scruffy little terrier mix, escaped from his kennel in the backyard of his home in Texas. He had been a gift for the young children of the Montes family. Nearly 7 years later, in 2016, someone reported seeing 2 little stray dogs wandering together by the side of a road. Animal control workers picked up the dogs and scanned them for microchips and returned to their owners. Number 7. Charlie the cat. In Hampshire, England, in 2006, Joe and Dade began to worry when their indoor-outdoor cat, Charlie, did not return home for dinner. Sure enough, Joe spotted a cat that looked exactly like Charlie walking down the street where Joe used to live. She scooped up the cat in her arms and knocked on the door of the nearest house. The man confirmed that the cat was a stray that he occasionally fed, but no one knew to whom the cat belonged. Number 6. Manuel the tortoise. In 1982 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the Almeida family could not find their pet tortoise, Manuela. Over 30 years later, in 2013, the Almeida children were all grown up. The father, Leon, had passed away. The children were cleaning out his house and opened a storeroom that their dad normally kept locked. When the children brought the piles of trash out to the front of the house, they discovered that Manuela, the tortoise, was inside one of the cardboard boxes. The flooring in the house was infested with termites, so they theorized that Manuela had survived by eating the bugs. Number 5. Fuzzy the cat. In 2010, Michelle Wright of Barrington, New Hampshire, had asked a friend to pet sit her young cat, Fuzzy. When they began searching for the cat, one of the neighbors told Michelle that a black and white cat had been run over and killed nearby. 4 years later, Michelle had moved on and gotten new pets. While she was shopping at a local pet store, she browsed the section of cats they had for sale and there he found Fuzzy. Number 4. Uppy the horse. In 2002 in San Antonio, Texas, a woman named Michelle Poole was admitted to the hospital to have surgery on her back. She asked her father to watch over her pet while she was recovering. Her father did not have a stable, so Uppy stayed enclosed by a wire fence in his pasture. Someone clipped the metal fence in the middle of the night, led Uppy to a horse trailer, and drove away with the stolen horse. Michelle submitted the case to an organization called Stolen Horse International. 10 long years later, she received a phone call that they had found a pea. Number 3. Tsuzuku the cat. On March 11, 2011, a tsunami hit the Iwate Prefecture in Japan. A black cat named Tsuzuku was swept up in the waves and carried away from her home. 3 years later, a couple was hiking in a forest not too far from the Yamagishis home. The hikers noticed a black cat curled up in the high branches of a tree. After rescuing the cat, they noticed that her collar had a charm with the name and phone number of the owners. After the Yamagishis received a phone call, they were reunited with little Tsuzuku. Number 2. Reckless the dog. In 2012, the devastating Hurricane Sandy destroyed many parts of the east coast of the United States. Chuck and Alicia James lived in New Jersey during the storm. After a year and a half, the couple was finally ready to move on and adopt a new dog. They visited a local animal shelter, only to see that Reckless was there, waiting for them all this time. Number 1. Willow the cat. In Boulder, Colorado, a calico cat named Willow escaped from her home in 2006 when contractors left the door open during renovations. One can only imagine their surprise when they received a phone call that Willow had been found in New York City. The calico cat was found walking the streets of Manhattan. Soon after, a veterinarian scanned her microchip